So we used it for what, a couple hours?
Probably an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Maybe 2 hours.
No major issues. Seems like this radiator is gonna work fine as far as from a cooling and a volume perspective. The real catch is the fab to get this cowling on. It's gonna be close as to if it clears, we may have to cut a bigger hole out on top here. But as heavy as that is, we're gonna have to devise a way to lift it. We've lifted it with a forklift before, which we no longer have access to. We lifted it with a tractor and loader that we no longer have access to. But we do have an old A-frame laying over here. We may be able to pull this A-frame out of the weeds and devise a come along or a winch hanging from it, lift that thing, drive the dozer into place and shimmy it where it needs to be. Yeah, that'll probably work. Just move that wire reel and straighten that up. That will probably work. Okay, so now that the radiator conversion went right, we're trying to devise a way we can try to fit the cowling on, see if it'll fit over the new radiator. It's heavy, we can't just lift it by hand. Trying to devise a way to use these trusses and a electric winch off a Jeep and be able to winch this thing and hold the cowling up precisely high enough to be able to wiggle it, test fit it, do our fabrication, mess with the bolt holes and all of that jazz. First order of business was back the dozer up so we can stand on it to get up to the rafters and try to devise up some kind of system with a pipe and a pulley and some straps and winch action. This is redneck ingenuity at its best. That is an old clothesline pipe across 3 trusses with a small strap onto an old rusty pulley. It's been laying in the floor for a decade. Onto a brand new tow strap from my Jeep. And now we're gonna pull Mason's Jeep out here, use the electric winch for exact lifting capabilities. Forgot you had a cable.
Yeah, that might be the sucky part about mine. I don't like the cable part of mine. Say you want to go ahead and pick it up, I'll slowly guide it. Absolutely watch that. Yeah.
inches or something. Hold on. Probably needs to go down a little too. Just a tad. Maybe just one more touch. Those trusses, they move. I mean, they were moving.
I saw them.
You see them?
All right, now.
I wish we would have lifted it a different way,
Wow.
like from here to here.
Oh. Yeah.
Because this is like where all of our clearance
We may be
problems
able
are.
to set it down here on the front of the blade.
Adjust
Grab
it. Yeah.
I'm gonna shut my Jeep off. So it's not my house. Alright, so you want to go down with it a little bit? Try to sit it on the blade so we can restrap it? Man, I wish my remote was longer. It's almost like they don't expect you to be using your winch as a crane.
Yeah. Well, I can pretty much tell you from there that it's the bolt holes are lined up. At least this side is. Like it needs to slide back, but I mean they're at the right level. It's a Finger Smasher 9000. Yeah, we're hitting.
It honestly might go up there and sit if the first strap wasn't in the way.
All right, so the good news is rigging system worked beautifully. We were able to, once we got the cowling on the front here, we're able to manhandle it into place. And we would have fit except for this bar that acts as like the pivot for the cover right here. We could pull the cover off. The bar is barely touching this plastic cap, so it's really good news that we can just take the Sawzall and cut the bar and not have to absolutely Frankenstein this thing anywhere else, we hope. Do. Made it worse. Can you push this down and will it raise it over up? Probably don't want to do that. No, it won't. Yeah. Probably a good time to just go ahead and unhook this, right?
Yes. Yeah, you would be correct.
Yeah, so these two, there's a bolt hole here and a bolt hole here that go through this inner metal piece, and then this outer piece just has this bolt hole right here. Can't believe that worked. That's great. Pulley could use a little reconditioning.
And pulley could use a lot of PV blaster.
maybe a little paint. Does it not line up perfect?
No wires in the way. Rat's nest. There you go.
Making progress. Now, probably grab that rag, wipe off this hose, wrap it in that green duct tape a few times, and when we change the oil, we'll change this hose.
Yeah.
Probably what we'll do. And we can find a bolt and try to bolt that to the cowling and put the guard on.
Yes.
Which is really the most important part of all of this. Alright guys, we're going to finish off this video now. This conversion seems to have worked. Once we got everything bolted up, you can see how much clearance we have with that plastic radiator cap. It worked. It's not a lot of clearance, but it worked. Everything's bolted up. Front guard's back on. You can see you got maybe about 1/2 inch. Maybe, no. So on the very corners of the radiator, on the very corner of the left side of the radiator, it's almost touching. But like I said, it's bolted tight to the frame, so if it does any damage to it, it should take a long time. And you can replace that radiator for 150 bucks. It's just quite a bit of work to do it. Got the hood back on. And one more thing down, we still got some more stuff to do. We got to run another wire from the alternator to get it to get those batteries charging again. So that wire's MIA. A few other little things here and there, but starting to look like a dozer again. If you followed this series, it's about 20 or 25 videos from the very beginning, pulling the engine out when there was a rod through the block, and then all the way to putting the engine back in, and all the things we've had to do. Whole long video series. So hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button.